Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool, and this is a CROM Tools Torque Adapter Extension Set. It's a metric set, no skips, from 10mm to 19mm. And each one of these is a 3/8 drive, 12-point box end, chrome vanadium steel, 2-inch center-to-center torque adapter. Comes in this foam container, sells for about 90 bucks for the set, a little under on Amazon. CROM Tools, I did a video earlier on this set. This is the extra deep sockets. They sold out right away. I told you there was limited supply. CROM apparently was able to do a kind of some inventory sweep across Amazon warehouses and found a couple more sets of them, not many, and those may appear on Amazon. So if you missed out, just keep an eye on it and it might show up. But anyway, going to this thing, what's a torque adapter? Well, for a lot of us, a torque adapter is just a mini wrench. It's actually really handy for that. So I've got a whole set of like midget wrenches here, super midget wrenches. But what it's really designed for is you put it on a torque wrench and it gives you extra length. Now, you know, that might come into play, you know, as you need a swing arm or accessibility or something like that. Let's go ahead and compare this real quick to a snap-on one. Now, I said this set sells for about 90 bucks. The snap-on one alone is $35, and that's for the small size. They go up from there. So you can't even get 3 snap-on ones for the price of this entire set. Both Snap-on and CROM are chrome vanadium steel, both 2 inches center to center, 12-point box, 3/8 drive. The Snap-on is made in US and the CROM is made in Taiwan. The Snap-on marks theirs as 2 inches. Now obviously all you got to do is go to your tape measure and you can quickly see this is a 2-inch center to center. You don't have to have it marked, but I do like it. And here's another example, the Snap-on. So this is 3.5 inches. Now how do you use that? Well, if we're going to use this on a torque wrench, and you don't have to, these often find themselves on things like breaker bars. I mean, imagine how handy this is. Look at that wrench. What would that sell for on its own? You know, a 25-inch 10mm wrench, especially one with a flexible head like that. Or they find themselves on ratchets, and of course, like me, EDC tool. I've got a little mini 10mm wrench. But if I'm using it on a torque wrench, there is a calculation. This is what it looks like. All we're doing is taking the original wrench length and we're dividing it by the length plus the adapter, so it's going to give us a proportion, a number less than 1, or yeah, less than 1. And then this is your desired value. It doesn't matter what the units are, so it could be Newton meters or foot pounds. I'm going to do, say, 100 inch pounds. That's what I'll use. And then this is what you actually would set the wrench to. Because if you extend the length of the wrench, the torque mechanism is now inaccurate because you've increased the lever arm. So the moment I snap this guy on here, I've just changed this. This isn't accurate, but I can turn it back accurate by just adding this to the equation. So what I do is I take my overall length, and in this case this is an 8-inch torque wrench, and it's measured from the center of the anvil to the center of the handle. And I divide that into the regular 8-inch wrench. So I've got 8 inches plus 2 is 10 inches, so 10 into 8 is 0.8. So that's my conversion. I just multiply my desired. Say if I wanted 100 inch pounds, I multiply 100 times 0.8, and now I set it at 80, and that will give me out here 100 inch pounds because I've taken into consideration that extra length. So some things also, you know, have ways to, if you got a digital one, it might have a way to just plug that in and you don't have to do the math, it does it for you. But you should know how that works, and it makes perfect sense. If you've increased the lever arm, I'm going to over tighten. So by an amount, so you could just, you know, eyeball it and get roughly what you think the torque value or torque conversion should be just by looking at the proportion between how much length you've added to the wrench. Anyway, great little set. I'll put a link to the Amazon set below, or Amazon link. Yeah, I don't know if CROM is limited on these. I doubt they are. I hope they're not. But anyway, if you're interested in torque adapters or a small midget wrench set, there you go. Or just turn your breaker bars into super handy tools. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you got any torque extension stories. I've seen people do the math backwards and change the calculation to make it even worse. Don't do that. Anyway, with that, Doc out.